Am I the idiot? For telling my GF I will always choose my sister over her and breaking up with her? I 26 male have dated my 25 female girlfriend for about 1 year and 8 months. We were considering moving in together before all of this. Starting lineup: me Nate, fake name, my girlfriend Maddie, fake name, and my sister Cassie, fake name. My little sister 14 female was born not long before my 12th birthday. I was without a doubt a little shit about it. At 12, I thought girls were still very weird and I didn't want a younger sibling. I didn't want a big baby following me around everywhere and I resented how much attention she got, especially so close to my birthday. I didn't like how it was all the baby this and how I became a big brother instead of just Nate. My whole identity went from kid who knew piano and good grades to the generic big brother. When I finally left home permanently at 20, instead of traveling for my classes, I really realized that it wasn't her fault and my issues stemmed from my own being and insecurity. Cassie wasn't very old by then but was forming her own personage as I had, and had really pulled away from me because I had rebuffed every attempt to be a sibling or caretaker for her. I got counseling, worked on myself and returned often for visits. I apologized to her for not being there, for being terrible, and for taking my negative feelings out on her. She didn't seem too keen on me but I supplied gifts, adventures to theme parks, dinners and movies out. I wasn't trying to win her love, I just wanted to try to make up for how awful I was. I told her it was okay not to accept have come along, and that it wouldn't change the fact I wanted to do better for her. Eventually, she started texting me memes, cat videos or random Snapchat streaks. Fast forward to this year. Our dad's health declined rapidly. He always had a bad heart, but something triggered a failure. He was in and out of the hospital while they tried to manage it, so I took Cassie out more. Maddie understood at the time because Cassie was feeling terrible about all of it and her grades were slipping. I took Cassie and Maddie on a weekend trip about a month ago, up to a lake for some camping. During the first night we were up there, my mother decided to take our father back to the hospital as something didn't seem right. That was the last text I got from them. They were T-boned on their way to the hospital by some idiot kid in a car too fast for someone so young. The car flipped and rolled and smashed into a pole. Our mother died instantly and our father died as they reached the hospital. Understandably, the whole family is shocked. My sister has been a mess. I'm fairly numb. My aunts and uncles came together to handle the funeral arrangements with the understanding that I was being the pillar for my sister. My uncles on my mom's side really disliked my dad's sisters, so it was nice that they did this, that they put those feelings aside for us. It was a lovely service. My uncle is helping me get guardianship of my sister. My cousins are helping clean out the house and helped move my sister into my apartment. I can't afford the house by myself but the neighborhood is very good and the property is nice, so I'm making it a rental. I have a lawyer involved with the process and some of the money made from rental will go into Cassie's college fund. I put everything left to Cassie in a trust so no one can access it. The issue Maddie stopped by yesterday. I told her we would have to put off her moving in by a few months at least, maybe a year. Too much has changed, too much has happened, and Cassie needs not only support but a stop on the rapidly spinning life she is right now. I can't keep throwing changes her way, according to the therapist I got for her. She will have to go on the school bus as I won't be able to drop her off like our mom used to. She no longer lives a 5-minute walk from most of her friends, her parents are dead, she no longer lives in the family home, her living space is downsized and my place is more of a man cave. Maddie was upset and I was trying to keep from arguing because I knew Cassie and her best friend would be back any time from the shopping spree they went on. I had given Cassie money earlier in the day to pick up home decorations and things she liked, so she could redecorate the apartment to her taste a bit. But Maddie wasn't having it, telling me about how we talked about this for months, how she didn't want to stay with her roommates anymore, and some other things. But then she dropped the bomb that she hadn't expected Cassie staying to be long term. Maybe a month or two so our older relatives could sort out where she would stay and get her room ready. I was completely blindsided by this as Maddie had been nothing but supportive of Cassie, and of me and Cassie getting along better. As we argued more, I told her what she said was unacceptable and that if it came down to her or Cassie living with me, I would always choose Cassie. Maddie got really quiet. She didn't say anything and after a while of silence, I told her I meant it. Cassie has lost too much too soon. Cassie came home not long later with her friend, and they started excitedly showing me everything they picked up. Maddie turned her nose up at the brightly colored things and glared when the friend's parents started bringing in a few bigger pieces. I excused me and Maddie, taking her outside into the hall and she blew up at me, demanding to know why I was changing plates and carpets and curtains now when a few months ago we had to debate on what would change and what would stay. I told her Cassie needed to feel some control over something and she asked why my place was still so boring. It seemed like a good idea. Maddie started ranting and raving about Cassie this, Cassie that, it's all about Cassie. In that moment, I was staring at my teen self. My teen self did a lot of damage to Cassie. So I told her we were done. I wasn't going to risk Cassie being hurt by her toxic and alarming behavior. I took back my spare key and locked the door behind me. She was still standing in the hall an hour later when the friend and her parents left. Eventually she did leave but now her parents and friends are blowing up my phone about abandoning her for a kid that isn't even your own and not even trying to work it out. Am I the idiot?